On today's episode of WatchJRGo, it has finally happened. My new F-250 has broken. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we are back with my 2022, one of the first vehicle with four wheels I ever bought new, and it is finally broken. Now, many of you have been around for a long time and remember my 2018 F-250, and it had a couple problems, nothing that actually mattered. One time, it blew the O-ring out of the coolant pipe that snaps onto the radiator right here. So that was an easy fix, just like, I think it was $5 or something like that at O'Reilly's to fix the Dorman help kit that fixes that on all Fords for the most part. Of course, I bought that truck with miles on it, so a lot of people had been trailering with it. It was well used, but also pretty well taken care of, but it always had death wobble. And eventually we were able to get the death wobble fixed by replacing a bunch of the front suspension, which is all it ever is really. It's worn bushings in the front suspension that causes that. And after we replaced the track bar or the link bar, whichever one of those, had a lot of play in the bushing, it was good forever. Even when I got it, it had death wobble, and CarMax sent it to Ford and they just replaced the steering stabilizer, which is what everybody does to start. The steering stabilizer is like a 10-minute job. It's 2 bolts, right? So everybody tries to hack it together and put a new stabilizer on it to fix death wobble, but the reality is you're probably gonna have to go chase down the root cause, which is worn bushings in the suspension. And this one hasn't had that yet. No death wobble issues. This truck has been perfect, absolutely perfect, for 33,000 miles, and I have loved it. And it gets taken care of just the way my 18 does. Always Shell Rotella T6 in it, always the DEF Platinum. I don't know why. Some people think that the cheaper O'Reilly's DEF is better, and some people think that DEF at the pump is better. You know, it's kind of all over the place. I do understand that the fresher the better on the DEF, but we put the DEF Platinum in this because it's supposed to take care of your SCR and DPF better. So she gets all the best of the best. And every fill up, it gets Power Service Silver as well, which is supposed to extend the life of your injection pump. So, you know, I couldn't do much more to take care of this better. But today it has broken. Well, really a couple days ago, I started hearing an incredibly loud tick out of this side of the engine over here on the driver's side when it's idling. Now, it's probably there all the time, but you really can't tell while you're just driving down the road. But we're gonna go ahead and start it up. You guys just see it move? It's in park. It's pretty funny. And of course, when I start the truck up for you right now, you can't hear a single problem. It actually sounds perfect. I don't think the problem's gonna appear until the truck's warmed up. So I have had it running for 10 minutes, and I figured it would be here by now. And if we go inside, you'll see. Well, we'll go ahead and start it up. There are no lights on the dash. 34,700 miles. And it goes out of warranty at 36,000 miles. What a time for the problem to appear. No check engine light or anything like that, so I guess we're gonna have to get this out on the road, get it warmed up. You can see it's still fully cold, even after 10 minutes. Just diesel things, they take 30 minutes to warm up every time. But after it's warmed up, maybe we'll hear the noise. I just don't hear it right now. But the truck has another problem I'm gonna show you guys right now. So we're gonna fire up the massage, and you're gonna see, as soon as I fire up the massage, the seat starts moving there. So the bag is inflating, the bag is inflating, the bag is inflating, and then it waits here just a second, and it's supposed to let the air out of that bag, and it's supposed to inflate the upper bag to start its massage procedure. Now there it goes, you can see it's deflating. It might move to the bottom first. I don't see the bottom of the seat moving. Right now is when this bag should be inflating, but this bag popped while we were on a road trip. There you go, you can see the bottom coming up. So it's that one. What's the pattern? I've never actually watched the pattern here. Okay, then that one, then this one. There you go, so it moves around the bottom. There it goes, doing side to side on the bottom, it looks like, rolling backwards. It might be tough to see, but it's like the ocean when you're sitting in these seats. But this bag exploded on the road trip. We actually heard it. It was, you can hear when the valves are moving, it's like, just a little bit. but this one we heard it air up and then, so I think the connector, they have like a hose on the bag. I think the hose blew off or the bag exploded. We'll come over to the passenger side here and I'll show you guys what the seat's supposed to look like when the massage is working correctly. Firing up this seat, and if they're both in full recovery, which I think they are, it should start. Oh, I think it started with the top. There goes that one. You can see it really pushes out there. Okay, so now it's rolling down. This one's inflating and that one should be deflating. And there it goes, it's moving back. And then this one moves back and then the bottom starts and then it just goes back and forth. So I know I'm the first name in all the features in the electronics never break. And really they don't, but they got me this time and it wasn't anything electronic, it was just a hose that blew off a plastic bag that's in the seat. So unfortunately, I guess that can happen, but it was a mechanical failure, not an electronics failure, because the electronics these days are rock solid. Something has to happen to damage them, and if you take care of your cars, well, nothing ever breaks. Except for the engine that just randomly has some problem, but again, it's mechanical, not an electronic problem. I do have a clip of the nasty noise from a drive-thru. You can always sit in a drive-thru, and it's a great way to listen to your car. If you ever need to figure out what's going on with an engine, pull up beside a flat wall, bank, car wash, drive-through, something like that, and then you can listen accurately to your car without a chassis stethoscope. So I have a video from the drive-through. I'll drop it right now. New noise. Achievement unlocked. And you can hear what's going on with it. And after this thing warms up, that noise will be back, and it's back. I think it's even worse a couple days later. But no, I heard it. There was one click right there. There it is again. It's showing up. It's a nasty noise. Nasty. So like I said, let's get it out on the road. Really, we're going to the dealership today so they can fix it, and who knows when it'll be back. I'm not exactly thrilled about the truck being gone for some indefinite amount of time. I do hope they put a new driver's seat in it. I would be really thrilled to have a brand new seat. I know they'll try to fix it, but a lot of times when people take these seats apart, they're really bad at putting them back together. I would just love to have a brand new seat with no miles on it because, I mean, it makes the truck worth more. So let's go drop it off at Mel Hamilton and see what they have to say. Either way, I still love this truck no matter what happens, as long as they take care of it. If I write a $14,000 check, I'll no longer be recommending Fords to anybody because that's what this engine costs, and that's before install. So I better not be writing any checks here, Ford. That's the other reason I'm making this video, is because we need proof in case something happens and Ford wants to like deny the warranty claim or anything like that. So, you know, get that proof if you're on the edge of your warranty too, because if it happens before the warranty expires, they should still be taking care of it. Hopefully you guys can hear it, but the noise is here right now. It's that tick, 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 tick. Wow, they tore that whole house down in 3 hours. That was there last night, and you know they started maybe even 1 hour ago, and it's gone. Anyway, let's slow down and see if we can hear this noise. We'll pull up beside this wall right here, and hopefully answer some questions. So, here's our noise. It is not supposed to sound like that. Kind of sounds like a lifter or something in the valve train failing, but it only happens when it's warm. Now we should talk about the recall on basically every 2020 to 22 Ford F-250, because I know all the comments are going to say, well, it's been recalled, so obviously that's what your problem is. My VIN's not in the recall. I don't know how. I don't know if the recall just hasn't totally come out yet, but if you're into Powerstrokes, you probably know they just recalled about 250,000 of them. Basically every truck from 20 to 22. And obviously this one is a 22 and it should be in the recall, and there's a good chance this noise is the CP4 pump. Now, since it's under warranty, I'm sure Ford will just be taking care of it anyway, but I would really like to know why this truck's not included in that recall, because it should be. And if anything happens, I'm gonna be very upset if it's not. Because when the CP4 fails, it usually grenades the engine because it sends metal through everything. The whole fuel system, all the injectors, and a lot of people say that it takes out the top end of the engine as well. And that could be what's already happened. But for some reason, it's still running like an absolute champ. But basically all the Scorpion 6.7s have been recalled. And this engine is amazing, so I'm not faulting it at all. The amount of power they squeeze out of it is unbelievable, and it's even crazier. The new ones are turned up more, and I love them even more. I drove that 24 that we reviewed, and I really would like to upgrade to the 24, but this one should be good for 900,000 miles. These diesels go 900,000 miles all the time on nothing but oil changes, and that is what I'm expecting out of this truck too. I take care of it, so if we want to drive it to 1,000,000 miles, we should be able to drive it to 1,000,000 miles with zero issues. I mean, the suspension's gonna fall apart before the rest of this drivetrain does. So we'll find out. Is it the recall? Is it something else? It might be weeks. I have no timeline on the repair. All I know is we are pulling up to Mel Hamilton Ford, who's probably the biggest Ford dealer around here anymore, and they have the most service, and they said they'd get this thing right in. And also, it just started fogging down snow. Look at this. It wasn't snowing 30 minutes ago, and now everything is just absolutely covered in snow. So let's get this thing inside. Look at that. They got 2 dark horses up front. I'd like to have a dark horse too. Emotional moment on the channel, guys. Saying goodbye to my baby. We got to put emotional in the title now. I really am a little upset about this because I expected this truck to never, ever break. So let's see what they have to say. Well, we said goodbye to my F-250, and they said we would know what's going on by the end of the day, they hope. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I'll talk to you next time. Up to the minute updates here. We already have a little bit of trouble. So they've got it in, they've looked at it. They said they were able to verify my concern with the massage seat, which I don't really care. I know I showed you guys that it's broken, but it's not the end of the world. It's actually, like, that quit a long time ago, and I was not worried about it. I think it's been broken for like 8 months, and it was really no big deal. The engine is 100% broken. You guys heard the noise. Then you heard it again from 2 different cameras. It is bad. It is an off-rhythm ticking that's clearly like a lifter or the pump failing. And they went out and said they were unable to reproduce that one. Like, it's the whole reason it's there. And then they gave me a whole list of other things that they think should be done, like a cabin air filter. Fine, I'm gonna do it. It's $17. I'm not letting them touch that. And then a battery service, whatever that means. Yes, the factory Motorcraft batteries are covered in corrosion, and the battery hold downs are corroding like they do on all of these F-250s. I don't know why. 18 was doing it, my 22 is doing it, and I was like, it's under warranty, so go replace that clamp and I'll put batteries on it. Because clearly, it's a bumper-to-bumper warranty. If the hold down is corroding through itself, well, that is on them. It's not a wear item. So it's like, it must cost like $4. They should replace that, so I told them to figure it out. And I think that's all they had for me, so they said they're gonna take it out again and drive it tomorrow with their like service manager or something like that and figure it out. But we are gonna have words if this doesn't get solved, because they're saying it's a normal diesel noise, and it is in no way normal. It sounded perfect. That thing didn't make a peep. It was a perfect diesel for 33,000, like 900 miles. And then what, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, all of a sudden it starts sounding like it's gonna blow up at any moment. So it's absolutely crazy that they won't listen to their customers. I don't get it.